Chapter 1. Break the fear, start speaking. Many people want to speak English, but they never start. They wait for the perfect moment. They wait to learn more grammar. They wait to feel ready. But that moment never comes. The truth is, you don't need more books. You don't need more rules. You need to start speaking, even if you are afraid. In the beginning, you may feel nervous. You may think, what if I make a mistake? You may feel shy. That's normal. Everyone feels the same at first. But let me tell you something important. Fluency does not begin with perfection. It begins with courage. You need to speak, even when you are not sure. That is how real improvement starts. Imagine a person named Emma. She lives in New York and works at a small store. She knows English words. She listens to English videos, but she never speaks. Why? Because she is afraid someone will laugh. One day, she decides to change. She stands in front of a mirror and says, "Hello, my name is Emma. I want to learn English." Her voice is low. Her heart beats fast, but she speaks. That one moment becomes the start of her journey. If you want to speak English fluently, you must do the same. You must break the fear. Start with one sentence. Talk to yourself. Talk to your mirror. Don't wait for people. Make English a small part of your day. When you drink tea, say, "I am drinking tea." When you walk, say, "I am walking to the shop." These small sentences will grow, and soon your confidence will grow too. Fluency is not about knowing everything. It's about using what you know again and again. So from today, speak a little English every day. Speak loudly. Speak clearly. Don't worry about grammar. Don't worry about mistakes. Just speak. That is your first step. Chapter 2. Use simple English daily. Many learners think they need to learn difficult words to speak good English. They try to memorize big vocabulary lists. They try to copy complicated phrases. But this is not the smart way. The smart way is to use simple English in your daily life. Simple English is powerful. It is easy to remember, and most native speakers also use it in daily life. Think about your day. You wake up in the morning, you brush your teeth, you make coffee, you go to work, you talk to friends, you come home, you rest. Now ask yourself, how many of these things did you describe in English? Most people do all these actions, but never speak them in English. That is the missing key. You must start using English for these small, simple things. Let me give you an example. Sarah lives in California. She is 42 years old and works as a nurse. She always wanted to speak English fluently, but she never found time to study. One day someone told her, "Don't wait for time, use your time." So she started using English during her normal day. When she got up in the morning, she said, "I am brushing my teeth." While driving, she said, "I am going to the hospital." While cooking dinner, she said, "I am cutting vegetables." These sentences were short, but they were real, and she was using English every single day. Sarah didn't sit with a grammar book. She didn't try to remember 50 new words. She just used what she already knew. After a few days, English became her habit. She began thinking in English. Her confidence grew. And in 1 month, her friends noticed the change. One friend said, "Sarah, your English is getting better." That small sentence made her feel proud, and it all started with simple English. Now it's your turn. Look around you. Everything is a chance to speak. When you clean the table, say, "I am cleaning the table." When you take a shower, say, "I am taking a shower." When you feed your pet, say, "I am feeding my dog." Speak these things out loud. Say them with confidence. If you feel shy, say them when you are alone, but say them every day. Also, start using short questions and answers. Ask yourself, "Where am I going?" Say, "I am going to the market." Ask, "What am I doing?" Say, "I am making lunch." This small practice trains your brain to think in English. And when you think in English, you speak faster and more clearly. You don't need big sentences to be fluent. You need daily use, daily speaking, daily connection with the language. English is not only for classrooms, it is for kitchens, for bedrooms, for shops, for parks, for every corner of your life. Once you accept this, your learning becomes natural. You stop studying English. You start living it. Here's a small tip. Make a habit tracker. Write 3 times every day when you used English. Morning, afternoon, and night. Even if it's just one sentence, write it down. At the end of the week, you will see that you have spoken 20 to 30 sentences. That's more powerful than memorizing 100 words without using them. And don't forget, native speakers also use simple English every day. They say, "I'm tired. Let's eat. I'll call you." These are not fancy words, but they are real. They are natural. So use real English. Use simple English. Use your English every day. Chapter 3. Turn your day into practice. If you really want to speak English fluently, you must stop thinking of English as a subject. It is not like math or science. English is a skill, like cooking, driving, or swimming. You don't learn it by only reading books. You learn it by doing. And the best place to do English is inside your own daily life. Every single moment is a chance to practice. You don't need a teacher. You don't need a big class. You just need to use your own day as your training ground. Let's understand this better. Imagine a woman named Olivia. She lives in Florida and works from home. She is busy with her job, her family, and her dog. She always says, "I don't have time to learn English." But one day, she watches a video that says, "You don't need more time. You need to turn your day into English." That line changes her. The next morning, when she wakes up, she says out loud, "I am waking up now." While brushing, she says, "I am brushing my teeth." While preparing breakfast, she says, "I am cutting fruit. I am making toast." These small lines become part of her routine. She is not adding English to her life. She is mixing English into her life. And that is the secret. Fluency doesn't come from studying hard. It comes from living smart. You can practice English while walking, driving, eating, or resting. Let's say you are doing laundry. Say, "I am washing my clothes." When you are looking for your phone, say, "Where is my phone?" When you are watching TV, say, "I am watching a movie." If you are waiting in a long line, don't scroll your phone in silence. Use that time. Say in your mind, "I am standing in line. There are 10 people in front of me. I feel bored." That is English, that is real, and that is practice. Start speaking in your own world. You don't need anyone else. Talk to yourself. Talk to your mirror. Talk to your dog. Yes, it may feel strange at first, but it works. The more you speak, the more natural it becomes. And very soon, your brain will start thinking in English without effort. That's when fluency becomes real. You are no longer translating from your native language. You are using English like your own voice. Let's take another example. Mark is a 55-year-old man living in Texas. He always thought he was too old to learn English. He was scared to speak. He felt ashamed. But one day, he began writing a small diary. Every night, before sleeping, he wrote 5 lines in English about his day. "Today I went to the store. I bought milk and bread. I met my friend Jack. We talked about our children. Now I am going to sleep." These lines were simple. But after 10 days, his writing became easier. Then he started reading it aloud. Then he began saying these things during the day, not just at night. Within 30 days, he was able to speak freely, not fast, not fancy, but real. That is what matters. Your life is full of practice moments. You don't need a special class. Your kitchen is your classroom. Your walk is your practice time. Your job is your speaking lab. Even talking to your neighbor can become an English moment, but only if you see it that way. Here's a great technique. Every morning, plan 3 small English goals. For example, 1. Say 5 English sentences while cooking. 2. Think in English during your walk. 3. Write 2 sentences before going to bed. It may feel small, but it builds fluency, like drops filling a bucket. 1 drop at a time. And remember, don't be quiet during your day. Speak. Whisper. Think in English. Turn every hour into a small practice session. This is how fluency is built, not from long books, but from small habits. So from today, don't just learn English, live it. Your life is your greatest teacher. Every moment is your chance. The more you speak in your real life, the faster fluency comes. And the best part? You don't need to change your schedule, you just need to change your language. Chapter 4. Listen, repeat, and sound natural. Many people try to speak English but sound robotic or unsure. The reason is simple. They do not listen enough. They learn words from books, they read grammar rules, but they don't listen to how English sounds in real life. And when you don't listen, you don't know the rhythm, you don't know the tone, you don't know how real people speak. That's why this step is so important. If you want to speak English fluently, you must learn to listen like a speaker and not like a student. Listening is not just hearing words, it is understanding sound, speed, and style. It is noticing how people join words, how they ask questions, how they say common phrases like, "What's up?" or "Give me a sec." These things are not in grammar books, but they are everywhere in real conversation. And when you listen carefully, your brain starts copying the music of English. That's when your speaking begins to change. Let me share the story of Julia, a 39-year-old woman from Ohio. She always tried to speak English correctly, but people said her sentences sounded stiff. Julia didn't understand why. She said everything right, the grammar, the words. But still, she didn't sound natural. One day, she joined an English conversation podcast. She started listening for 10 minutes every morning during her coffee break. She didn't try to understand every word, she just listened. After 1 week, she began to notice patterns, how people used contractions like "I'm" instead of "I am," how their voices went up during questions, and how they paused while thinking. She began to repeat what she heard, not just the words, but the sound, the feeling. She would pause the audio and say the sentence out loud, "I'm going to the store." "Wanna join me?" "Sounds good." She spoke the sentence again and again until it felt smooth. In 2 weeks, her tone changed. Her husband noticed. Her coworkers noticed. She started sounding real, fluent, all from 10 minutes of smart listening and repeating. You can do the same. Find simple English audio, use YouTube, podcasts, or audiobooks. Don't choose very hard material. Choose something you enjoy. The topic is not important. The voice is. Listen to it every day. Pause after one sentence. Repeat it exactly. Copy the speed, copy the style. Don't try to speak fast at first. Speak clear and calm. Speed will come later. Here's a great tip. Try shadowing. It means you listen to someone speaking and speak at the same time. Like a shadow follows a person, your voice follows the speaker. It's okay if you fall behind, just keep trying. Shadowing helps your mouth move like a native speaker. It trains your brain to think and speak faster. It also helps you stop translating from your native language. Try this. Watch a video with subtitles. Listen to one sentence. Read it. Pause. Now, say it aloud, with feeling. Then say it again, without reading. Repeat it 5 times. The first time will feel strange, the second time better. The 5th time, you'll feel more confident. You are not just saying words. You are building your speaking muscle. Let's look at how Brian, a 61-year-old retired truck driver, improved his English. He didn't have time to study books. but he had a phone and headphones. Every morning while walking in the park, he listened to slow English audio. At first, he didn't understand everything, but he kept listening. After 2 weeks, he started repeating the sentences in a low voice while walking. It's a beautiful day. I feel strong. Let's take a deep breath. Slowly, these phrases became part of him. He wasn't studying English, he was living it. After 1 month, Brian was able to speak more freely than ever in his life. So remember, listening and repeating is not boring. It is powerful. It is how babies learn their first language. They hear words again and again, then they copy, then they speak. You are not a baby, but the method still works. The more you hear English, the more natural it becomes. And when you repeat it, your tongue learns the sound. Your voice becomes smooth. Also, try recording your voice. Pick 5 sentences from a video, repeat them, and record yourself. Then listen, compare, improve. This is your feedback. It may feel strange to hear your own voice, but it is one of the best ways to improve. You will hear what others hear, and you will learn to fix your tone, your pauses, and your pronunciation. And don't worry if your accent is different. Everyone has an accent. English is a global language. Focus on being clear and natural, not perfect. Fluency means comfort, not perfection. So, from today, promise yourself this. You will listen to English daily, not just for fun, but for fluency. You will repeat sentences daily, not just in your head, but out loud. You will copy the rhythm, the sound, and the emotion. You will speak like the people you listen to. Because when you do this, something amazing will happen. You will no longer say, I can read English but can't speak. You will say, I speak English, and I feel great doing it. Chapter 5. Keep going and stay confident. Now you have come far. You've learned to break your fear. You've learned to use simple English daily. You've turned your everyday life into practice. You've listened and repeated like a speaker. But still, one important part remains. The part that decides whether you will continue or stop. That part is confidence, and it is the heart of fluency. Many people start well, but they stop in the middle, not because they are lazy, not because they are weak, but because they lose belief in themselves. They say, I still make mistakes, or my English is still not good enough. So they stop speaking, they stop learning, and they go back to silence. But let me remind you, mistakes are not the end. They are part of the path. You don't fail when you make a mistake. You fail only when you give up. Think about Jennifer. She is 45 and lives in North Carolina. She had never spoken English in public. She was always scared. But she followed this 30-day routine. She spoke to herself daily. She listened to slow English videos. She repeated short sentences. And she kept a small notebook with her favorite phrases. On day 21, she tried to speak English with a tourist in her town. She made many mistakes. She forgot some words, but the tourist smiled and said, Your English is good. That one sentence gave her so much power. Jennifer didn't speak perfectly, but she spoke, and that made her a speaker. You may have days when you feel low. Maybe someone laughs at your English. Maybe someone corrects you in a rude way. Maybe you can't find the right word while talking. That's okay. It happens to everyone, even native speakers. But don't stop. Don't let one bad moment erase all your good work. You are building something strong, something lifelong. Fluency is not built in one day. It is built in small pieces, one day at a time. Even if you speak just 5 lines daily, that's progress. Even if you make 5 mistakes, that's progress too, because you are trying, and effort always wins. Don't compare yourself to others. Some people speak fast, Some speak slow. Some have better vocabulary. Some don't. But that does not matter. The only person you need to compete with is yourself from yesterday. Confidence comes from doing, not from thinking. The more you speak, the more comfortable you feel. The more you try, the more fluent you become. That's why you must keep going, even after 30 days. This routine is not just a 30-day plan. It is your long-term friend. It teaches you a new way of living with English. Speaking English should not be a task. It should be part of who you are. So, as this journey ends, I want you to remember a few things. Don't stop speaking. Don't stop listening. Don't stop learning. And most importantly, don't stop believing in yourself. You have everything you need. You don't need a perfect teacher. You don't need a fancy app. You just need your voice, your heart, and your promise to keep going. So stand in front of the mirror today and say this: I am not afraid. I am learning. I am improving. And I will speak English fluently. Say it loud, say it clear, and say it every day. Because you are not just learning a language, you are becoming the speaker you always wanted to be. If this 5-chapter journey helped you, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like the video, share your favorite line in the comments. Remember, you can speak English. You will speak English. And we're here with you, every step of the way.